Okay, hello. I'm just, I figured that I just start this up. And hello, if anyone wants to come on, just let me know. I would be happy to invite somebody on to talk with me. Completely okay if no one comes, though. This is just something I'm trying. So, yeah, obviously not too much going on at the moment. I'm just walking around right now, so just figured I'd give this a try. It's nice and nippy out, kind of dark. Tons of fun. Oh yeah, and for anyone who doesn't pay too much attention to me, yeah, my biggest thing on Star Wars lately is the EU was always canon until Disney decided to decanonize it. You're not gonna be able to convince me otherwise. Hey, Boombad, I am just talking to myself right now. Oh, this is completely open ended. If you'd like to come on and talk, you're more than welcome to. I just had some time to kill and thought that I'd give a open ended stream like this a try. If you'd like to come in, feel free. Or if not, if there's anything you'd like to talk about, also let me know that, and if it's something I know about, I'll be happy to talk. Yep, that's kind of what I was thinking too. I mean, honestly, I'm not sure what to just talk about by myself. Yep, it would be cool if we get more people in. Oh yeah, I did. I sent out a tweet, and I also sent it into a bunch of group chats too. Figured that it's not going to really help. For that, YouTube isn't exactly going to just share something from a 70 follower account like mine. Cool. I would definitely appreciate that. I'm probably not going to go much more than like an hour or so. I'm basically in between shifts at work, so I didn't have much else to do, so I figured that I would so I figured I'd just try this and see if anyone was interested. Plus, this can help me learn how Streamlabs actually works. Yeah. And and this is the ooh, that could be fun. And this is the tweet, by the way. God, the dude being humorless bullshit. I mean, I've never liked the entire discussion around around Ron Schindler's List, but damn, I'm suddenly understanding how the proponents of that movie can say things like, "It wasn't fun, but it was an important movie." I got disconnected from my own freaking stream. I was just visiting Twitter, and apparently my phone decided to close down Chrome. Jesus Christ, that was interesting. So yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, my phone kicked me out of my own freaking stream. I mean, how dare I decide to go take a look at Twitter? Ugh. Oh, cool. Not overly surprised, but I was just like, wait, what happened? Because, yeah. Yeah. Ooh, somebody's in the back room. Oh, that's a cool.
I don't think she should go to that party.
Hey, Natso, how's it going?
All right. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hold on.
No.
Can you hear me?
How's it going?
Not even sure. Can you hear me? Hello? Oh.
Yes, I can hear you. Ah, crap. Grr. One sec. I'm gonna go let him know that I was fixing something. Yeah. So yeah, I'm still here. Honestly, this one surprised me because I was just using StreamYard on the ambassador's stream just the other day while I was walking down in the same area. So this one I don't get. The other stuff I kind of get, but it's just like, what the hell on this one? Okay, he's back. Okay, hi Natsu. Hey, I just added him. He disappeared immediately. Oh, good to hear.
Hello?
Okay. Hey, Natsu, how's it going?
Okay, so you can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, the issue I was having was like literally every time I hit the back button, it would pull me out of the stream.
Oh, yeah. When I first tried using StreamYards, I had that happen a few times, to be honest. This is the first time that I've ever tried running one, but I've been a guest in a few.
Yeah,
And hey, Sophie, how's it going? Well, I already know what Moonbane wants to talk about. Moon was saying that he wanted to talk about the entire lack of humor thing in Dune, which you and I have talked about that particular tweet quite a bit, not so.
yeah. Can you give me a second? I'm gonna see if I can run this through my dad's car speaker. Probably will be.
Okay,
I'll put it on speakerphone so he can hear you.
sounds good.
Yeah, if you do Bluetooth, you can do it.
Yeah, just give me a second. I gotta hook up
Yep.
to his Bluetooth for a sec.
No problem. So yeah, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be talking for, be going for. I'm just in between shifts right now, so I just figured that I give that I give this a try and see how it went. Ooh, I can change I can change colors. E. While I'm doing this, I'm also screwing around with some of the settings with some of the settings to figure out how things go. Ooh, fuchsia. I think I'll go for red. Uh, okay, and let's add him. Let's add him there. Here you go. Okay, that sounded a little bit robot-y. Are you there? Ow.
Apologies for that. Yeah, sorry, my mom had to tell us about a chicken restaurant we're trying to order from.
Oh, no problem.
My dad can hear you.
Oh, hey, Nat, what's up, bud?
Oh, doing pretty good. How about you?
No, not bad, not bad. Yeah, I've been monitoring Twitter and just looking at some of the stuff you were putting up there.
Yep. I've been trading blows with a few people over the last few days.
Yeah, did you see my last comment about the what you call the box office thing?
Oh, I briefly saw that while I was trying to get stuff to work on this.
Yeah. I basically tweeted out that that the box office is usually it's like the meaning was it's a better indicator after the opening week because
Yep.
when you see everything slip and tank, then you know.
Yeah, but I would actually still say that is a better indication. Yes, but but those people that decided not to go are
Yeah.
also deciding based on other people's opinions as opposed to based
Yeah,
on
exactly. You
the
have
movie
to.
itself.
That's why you have to wait till it's out and you actually hear from people
Well,
like.
you guys are talking about Dune, not
We're
not
talking
the
about
Eternals, right?
No, not the Eternals. We're talking about Dune.
No.
I knew exactly
actually,
what I was talking about.
Actually, here I was just talking in general because
General,
if you look
exactly.
because if you actually look at the date of that tweet, that was actually dated like last year.
Yeah,
Because I was more talking about Captain Marvel, and I was just noticing people talking about box office take recently, and I was just like, no, this is not an indication of quality.
Right, exactly because of Captain Marvel, right.
Well, we all know word of mouth usually determines like the initial difference, but as far as like actual quality, it's a complete completely different story. By the way, we watched up to part 3 of Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny.
So
Yeah, I had flashbacks of the original days, and I'm like, what the heck?
yeah, have you seen my initial reaction?
But you
Have
didn't,
you seen
I
my-
wanted Matt. When we were watching it, though, you couldn't hear me. But when you guys had I made a funny quip that when he had to get off, I was like, oh, but I wanted to see He-Man in his underwear.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you witness my very first reaction and tweet right after having seen the first episode?
Yeah, I checked that out. That was interesting.
Yeah, I scared
That's
a few
funny.
people with that one.
But no, like when
Yeah, like, wait a minute. Are you serious?
when I was watching this, I'm looking at it and I'm going like, I can see kind of what you're getting at about the animation quality.
Yeah.
It's a little choppy, but the thing that's really bothering me is the absolute lack of subtlety.
Yeah.
Yes.
My God, the lack of subtlety.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's just short of prison rape.
when Tila is being introduced by Man at Arms, and Man at Arms says, "I have raised you. You are such you're the best warrior. You're the best at." I forget which three what things are, but it was like, okay, how about just choosing one of those and going with it? Do we have to say she's the best at everything?
Oh yeah, that's pandering. You know what that's pandering to too.
Was kind of
Oh yes, I know.
It was kind of sipping. Yeah.
The princess. I can't believe the fucking dad, King Randor. You're disappointed constantly. After you die, I will immediately banish Man of Arms.
Antlers, my wife, was just completely floored by that. She's not. She liked He-Man, but not like I did. But when King Randor made that comment, apparently she was in such shock that when we talked later, she actually missed a few things that happened right after that because she was so focused on what the hell did I just hear?
Yeah. What in the heck? It's like, wait a minute, is this He-Man? Like the actual title?
I guess it is open.
Yeah, it's open. Yeah, we don't have to go
I
that
guess
way.
Brandon was wrong.
Yeah, no, but on the whole box office thing, I mean, as I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about the many times, especially in more genre that they're not very focused on. Rotten Tomatoes is not as reliable as people,
Oh yeah.
Why are you even using Rotten Tomatoes as a frame of reference anymore?
Well, I'm just talking about the idiocy of some of the stuff is just.
Well, that's basically what I mean. Like,
How's it going?
Why are people even using Rotten Tomatoes as a frame of reference anymore?
I know.
Everybody knows how unreliable review site it is.
Just hang out here and I'll order from my back.
Yep. Hey, Helix, how's it going?
Who's Helix?
He's a friend from another chat that I know.
All right.
Yep. He's gone to my YouTube channel a good amount of times. Oh, he disappeared. I can't really.
You said hi.
Yep.
I'm just looking at the regular chat.
Yeah, I can't really. I can't really throw too many stones considering my technical issues.
But yeah, like about that person's review, I can see what you were talking about. He seemed like, after looking at it a few times, he seemed to be clearly like there's a clear vindication for the film itself.
Because he gives this spoiler but not spoiler sort of thing where he'd go like, where he'd spoil something and then he'd say, but that's not a spoiler because this is Dune. And it's
that's
like,
Dune.
Yeah. And he only read 10 pages of, 10 pages of the book, and he could talk with authority on what Dune is. And hi Helix, how's it going?
No, like even I wouldn't dare, because like I've only seen like the '80s movie, bits and pieces of the early 2000 miniseries, which for whatever reason I barely remember the miniseries, but I remember the movie clearly because it was just so like bizarre.
Yeah.
Sting coming out in metal underwear. I'm just like,
Oh yeah.
but
I mean, completely honestly, I don't remember much of those movies. Hey, Helix, how's it going?
we are talking about.
Yep. I can hear you talking, but it's kind of blurring together.
Moonbeam. I want to talk about Dude being a humorless controversy.
Yeah, that's how we got on it, because he was asking about that above.
But no, like with like I said, with the actual film itself, it's visually amazing. I still stand by my critique that they're about how their personalities are, where they're either like absolutely subdued or absolutely batshit crazy.
Yeah.
I think particularly of Dave Bautista, where he's like, where he was Robin, he's like, it's like these trainees dogs. Like, just he seems so calm a second ago, and then he's just absolutely mad. I'm like,
Well, to be honest, I kind of. Oh, sorry. Were you saying something?
yeah, I couldn't hear what Felix was saying either.
And obvious cover is that people are giving it. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if
It wouldn't. What one thing that I would say about the thing with Roban and his just complete mood shift. I do think that that's actually in character for the Harkonnens, because they the way that they end up being bred, they kind of end up being these psychotic balls of rage.
The uncle seems very calm. The
Oh
Vladimir.
yeah, the Baron. But the thing is that the Baron has raised these other Harkonnens to basically as tools. So
Yeah.
he's raised them to do what he wants them to be, what he wants them to be. So they end up being in
Exactly what he wants.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for his kind of Jabba the Hutt appearance, I might find him a little bit more intimidating. He's already kind of intimidating, but like,
would you like to know how he got that way?
Sure. I'm like I said, I've never read the books, and I probably won't ever either, because I'm a lazy dumbass.
I forget if this comes later in the series itself, or if it was in the House Harkonnen in prequel. But basically, he treated the matron of the Bene Gesserit really poorly, and she poisoned him in such a way that turned him from being a fit person into bloating out like this. That's actually why he's in this state.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm still curious of who's gonna play Feyd-Rautha. I think this is kind of my suspicion. I think this is like one of my possible options, and it's partially because it's Stellan Skarsgård who plays the uncle.
I am the last person to ask about actors, to be completely honest.
Yeah, well,
but I think that's what the other guys were saying the other day.
No, it wasn't his nephew, but it was his son who played Pennywise in the It movies. I think he might make a good Feyd.
Mm-hmm.
Because he kind of has that creepy, otherworldly look to him at times.
Yeah.
But that's just like, that's one of it. And then that dude from another option is that dude from Valerian.
I can kind of see that.
Those two are like my top two because they looked like they'd be close enough in age to the actor who plays Paul.
Yeah. Okay, I am also I'm going to spoil here who Jessica's mother is, who Jessica's father is, but so anybody who doesn't want to hear, I will give a moment to go away for a second. Oh, ow. I muted you for a moment there, not so. Ow.
Smell how good it smells in my
Okay, there you
car
go.
with that chicken. Oh my god, that chicken smells so good.
I'm sorry for muting you there. That hurt my ears.
I didn't even know why you muted it.
Who muted?
Net muted for a moment.
Oh, was I too loud?
Oh, there was something that there was something that caused a very high pitched whine coming from you.
Oh, okay. How is it now? Better?
Oh yeah, it's fine now. I just had to save my ears.
maybe it's the metal processor in my head.
So yeah.
Who's Jessica's dad? I'm suspecting the Emperor, but
Nope. It's Baron Harkonnen himself.
Really? That is. So that would make Paul and that would make Big Fade his uncle, wouldn't it? Same with Robin.
Yeah, and I want you to consider that Jessica was supposed to have a daughter, specifically so that she could mate with one of the Baron's kids. The Bene Gesserit wanted to have Jessica's daughter mate with her own uncle.
Well, that's not completely outlandish because if you look at actual monarchies through the history, that's been kind of the norm. They took that. They took the be fruitful and multiply. Literally. It wasn't Genesis anymore, but they thought it was.
Well, actually, I'm going to take a moment to actually explain the reasoning behind this one, because this is actually a bit different from the stuff with the monarchies. Yeah. This is actually that Frank Herbert was has the Bene Gesserit having gone back like 1,000 years, doing entire gene breeding programs, and what this was. And with inbreeding, the reason why we consider it bad and why we would expect to get Cletus the slack-jawed yokel is because as a lot of the recessive genes end up being bad, but there are some recessive genes that can actually be good. And when you inbreed, you're using in genes that are closer to each other, and you're more likely to match and actually get those recessive genes being shown. So they were specifically trying to breed for some specific trait for the Kwisatz Haderach. Yeah. So that's why they were intending to do that.
And that's why it was done in the sense of like a 3 times removal from the family bloodline instead of That makes sense because it's just enough to have the traits you want, but not close enough for you to get a higher relative negativity from the. I got it.
Yeah, exactly. But I do, but I do find it very funny that they basically wanted to make Jessica's daughter an uncle fucker.
He's not wrong. Really, that's. I mean, at a base analysis, that's pretty much what it is.
One of the
it gives credence to the old saying, "Your Uncle Chester molester."
Well, now that you bring that up, when I think of the old 1984
That
film,
guy knows what I'm talking about. You remember Chester Molester?
Jesus.
It was Mad Magazine. Mad
When I
Magazine.
when I think of the old film now, it kind of when you put the Chester Molester prospect, it kind of makes sense why the uncle was so creepy with his nephew.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Beautiful baby. He was creepy as fuck.
And very cringy, like beyond cringy. Oh my gosh, that's
Mhm.
funny. Yeah, it's really funny when you delve into these things. You can find those silly anomalies.
We gotta keep the bloodline pure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what they fucking they remind me of, Dad? They remind me of the McCoyles from Always Sunny.
Oh yeah, yeah, but not quite that bad though, because I think their gene line was a lot closer.
Oh god,
Yeah.
yeah, their genes are incredibly recessive. If you look.
It's like what's the name on what's his name on the Hillbilly family on, I think, is it The Simpsons?
Cletus, yeah,
Cletus.
Net made the reference. Cletus the slack job.
Yeah. Well, you remember that one thing, that one quip they made about don't kill. What was it? Don't kill.
No, that's you're talking about a Family Guy.
The Family Guy. Yeah.
The Family Guy reference is like, you put your seed in my daughter's belly. Pa, you can't fire me. You're lucky you're my brother too, or I'd kill you.
Yeah, that exactly. That's what I was referring to. Oh, good lord. Yeah, that really puts a big spin on Kissing Cousins, doesn't it?
Ugh.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Come over here, Uncle Tickle Pickle.
Chill.
No, it's just talking to that cat. He's like in my same era, so I'm thinking that we have the similar thinking because we saw the same things growing up. So, Oh my God, Mad Magazine. You guys do not have. If you guys had Mad Magazine, dude, I'm telling you, it was just hilarious. Some
Spy
of the
vs.
stuff.
Spy was my favorite.
Oh yeah.
I love
Spy v Spy.
Yeah, I love Spy vs. Spy.
We actually had an Xbox game
Spy v Spy.
from Spy vs. Spy.
Yeah. That was a pretty good game. It was a pretty good game.
It was like a fun little game we could play.
All right. Well, I'm gonna drop off here, Ned.
Okay.
So I'll catch you later.
I gotta pull them out of the pull that. Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, I'm not sure just how much longer I might go or not. This is honestly mostly an experiment, if you know what I mean. Which I think is going pretty well. And theoretically, I still have Felix here with me.
Yeah. I believe him.
Yep. So yeah, not too much going on at the moment. Other than, hey, do you think there's any possibility that Kathleen Kennedy's going to be is going to be gone?
Apologies, I backed out again.
Oh, it's fine.
I was trying to switch over the mic, but it.
Yeah, that's what I figured happened.
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, my take on it is that I think it's possible, but I doubt that it will. Yes, I know, Moon. As I say, I'm not saying that it will happen. I'm just saying I think it can happen.
My opinion is that it's still.
House Harkonnen should have banjo music playing.
Ding 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 ding.
It's like I said.
Yes, Moon, this is not because of Doomcock that I say this. It's my own analysis of behind-the-scene business politics, not based on
Yeah,
not based on what he
he's basically
says.
right.
Oh wait, you're talking about Kathy now, aren't you?
Yeah, and I don't
Yeah, if
care that Doomcock has said it. I don't care if he says it isn't
A lot of
possible, isn't
people
happening.
made a career off of that in the grift as well.
Yeah, I mean,
well, it's like Stig said. If she's gone, nothing changes. If she
yeah,
stays, nothing
yes.
changes.
And if you know, if you pay attention to me in
It's
that
keep
thread, I
happening.
actually
Again and
I actually
again.
completely agreed. I just
It's
think
going to
that
be a wheel of.
yeah. Honestly, unless people like Pablo Hidalgo go, if Pablo Hidalgo doesn't go, then frankly, it doesn't matter if KK stays or not. It's everybody there that's the problem, not one person.
Not just Pablo. Leland Chi
No.
disappointed. Leland Chi disappointed me too because that dude was like the keeper of the canon back in the day, the keeper of the holocron. And the fact that he's let things slouch to this level, I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Exactly. So yeah, I would like people not to misunderstand it when I say that I think that she might be gone. That doesn't mean that I think that it's going to change anything.
No, you've got to get like everybody who's the problem. You literally have to bring back every author.
Yes,
actually
that is willing to come back.
Like, every author that actually made a difference, like Alan Dean Foster or Matthew Stover or James Luceno. Everybody who actually. Honestly, the one person I really like from the Disney staff, I think he would do a decent job with keeping canon, would be Kevin Scott.
I could see that.
I actually really respect Kevin Scott because anytime someone tries to complain about complain about the way Disney is running things and talks about EU, he goes straight into positive mode with his love. Is like, oh yeah, man, I love that story.
Yeah.
I'm like, how can you dislike this guy?
And we could use so much more of that. And honestly, what I think that the one thing that I think could save Lucasfilm would be if the money people got off their asses, sent in really good auditors, and found out who was actually making money for them, and who was just pretending to make money for them, and to kill and to get rid of anyone who was lying their asses off.
No, I get it. You're basically talking about like a witch hunt level of checking assets.
Yes, exactly, and that's what I think is possible happen. I mean, that is the only way that I think that KK is gone. By the way, I don't think that without something that level, that KK would be able to be gotten rid of. There would need to be the buddy people.
Is an executive producer.
I know.
For a lot of Hollywood stuff, she's been an executive producer, which is basically a glorified glorified money man. You know.
Yes. Exactly.
And as CEO, I think she has some level of involvement, but I don't think she's deeply involved as many think she is.
I don't think she is either. I'm just saying that I think that that's the level that would be required to get rid of her. Because I agree with people who say that she has way too much pull. She has blackmail and all this stuff. You would need to have people force that decision who don't care.
Her husband is what's his name? David. It's not David Kirshner. Oh, it's Frank Marshall. That's who it is. Her husband is Frank Marshall, and anybody knows who's like how Hollywood is and how deep Hollywood Jews are with secrets and stuff like that. She gets most of her secrets, most of her protection from probably what Frank knows.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't discount anybody who talks about how much blackmail material she has, because she does.
Yeah, no, I wasn't sure. I don't think he's related to Penny Marshall. No, that my dad was suggesting that Frank was related to Penny. I don't think I think I looked into that to make sure. Yeah. I think it's it's a good similar name. They're probably down the line part of the same family tree, but like as far as like they're probably like distant cousins or something.
Yeah. Okay, so since you guys obviously don't think that she's going anywhere, I have a follow-up question. Since you don't think she's going anywhere, why the hell hasn't this contract already been signed? I was expecting it signed weeks ago.
Yeah, and again, even if they did get rid of her, what I'm saying is like let's say hypothetically you're right, the contract was not renewed and she's out the door.
Yeah.
People are going to be and it's the reason they're not talking about it. People are going to be getting their hopes up like, oh, Star Wars is going to change for the better. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are going to save the whole franchise.
Oh yeah.
No, they're not.
But you think
the sequels will not be decanonized. It is here to stay, whether you like it or not.
I find the idea that they would be decanonized to be hilarious. That is not happening.
Again, if it happened, I would be pleasantly surprised. I would be upset. I would be very upset for fans of the sequel trilogy. I mean, like Padawan is probably like one of you know Padawan. He's probably like one of the biggest fans of the sequel trilogy. But if that got decanonized, he actually wouldn't be upset about it. Yeah, he'd be like, they can reuse Rey and Finn in a new story, and I'm like, that sounds cool if they did that. But I'm saying. I made a meme about that where like it was a clip from Watchmen where like there was like basically Dave Filoni was what's his name I'm drawing a blank here. It was Dr. Manhattan and like Rorschach was the fans asking him to change it and decanonize the sequels where he just shuts them down. And then, like, Owlman's or Night Owl screaming no was like the fans who knew for a fact he wasn't going to change anything, but were still disappointed for the people that thought he was.
Yeah.
No. It's like no. That's just the way I'm looking at this situation. Just.
Yeah, and honestly, this is why when I see someone like Palpameans make that video saying, well, if you guys want the sequels decanonized, you should want the prequels decanonized too. And I'm just like, and here's my thing there. You guys are crying over the very possibility of it, but are they willing to give any sympathy for those of us who had our stuff decanonized? No, their response.
Some are. Some not all.
Some are. Yes.
Palpamines
I was talking.
Kind of pissed me off with his thing.
I was talking about Palpamines and some of the people who responded. A lot actually do, but I just mean that those people who are crying right now, their response is, "But the EU was never canon, so who cares?" And I'm just like, you guys are just so you're lacking such self-awareness. I don't want your sequels gone, because I remember what it felt like. But I ask you, and you guys say, but it wasn't canon. How about just saying, yeah, it must have sucked? How hard is that?
Here's my problem with them basically saying like it wasn't canon. Like I said, it even goes back to what I was watching in the old Matt Wilkins video I was watching today.
Yeah, I actually watched that after you sent it.
Yeah, he was talking about how he was talking about pretty much how like he expected people the authors to praise how Disney's new direction because like otherwise they'd be committing career suicide. So in a sense, I can kind of understand Pablo's decision to sort of backlash and encourage that none of it mattered or none of it was canon, when in fact previous statements from like old Star Wars magazines and public statements from the company contradict that. the fact of the matter is, whether people want to acknowledge it or not, the expanded universe was canon. It's not canon anymore because the company decanonized it, but
exactly,
it was canon. And like you said, Palpamemes was kind of acting like a history revisionist, acting like it never mattered to begin with, and it was all just random made-up stories. And the thing I say this, first of all, the only stories that actually like you can actually really consider are the ones made by the creator, which is George Lucas. So his 6 movies are technically the only actual Star Wars. Everything else, whether by Disney or whether the expanded universe, whatever, it's all fan fiction based on those 6 movies. All of the writers that came along, they were inspired to write stories that take place within George's universe. Are all they're all writing their own personal fan fiction, whether it be like part of the Disney Corporation or part of what Lucasfilm used to be. It's all fan fiction.
Yeah.
The difference being is that you pick and choose which fan fictions you like.
Yeah, and at the time, at least, that fan fiction was also the officially accepted fan fiction by Lucasfilm. And Lucasfilm, not George Lucas, owned Star Wars. And since George Lucas did not use his position as owning it to actually direct the company to say what was canon, that means that Lucasfilm's opinion on this is all that mattered.
Yeah, and I'm saying this, and again, I'm saying this, like I said before, George Lucas is a flip-flopper. And I don't... Sorry, flip-flopper. Flip-flopper.
Yeah.
But no, I mean it in the sense of, like, you know, there was probably a time when the expanded universe absolutely mattered to him, where he was knee-deep in certain stories in it. But then, like, you know, after the backlash of what happened with the prequels, he kind of stepped out of it, kind of stopped caring about it. And then anybody who's a fan of TCW, the Clone Wars, brings up the statement about how he said that was part of his canon, which I believe at the time when he was making it, it was. However, the recent video I saw, which is, like I said, Lucasfilm took it down because it contradicts, you know, what they have to say. He basically states, he says, Star Wars has gone into a different direction than I anticipated, but the first 6 are very much mine and my philosophy. You can literally take that as the statement of him saying, yeah, he doesn't really care about TCW anymore. It's just a cartoon. The only thing that actually matters to him are his films. And like I said, George flip-flops all the time. But even before the Chosen One prophecy, he had Palpatine come back in clone body.
Yep.
The way I look at George Lucas, and it's why Filoni got away with all the stuff he did, contradicting the EU back in the day, is because George is not creatively limiting.
Yeah.
He never limited anybody's creativity. All the limiting came directly from, and I actually kind of applaud him for that, because, like, you know, he's like, if you have a new interesting idea, I don't want you to be so held by the content of the current canon that you can't write your own story.
Yep. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
My only counterpoint to that is that the way the EU is done, this is like my personal view, the way the EU is done is that because it's so tight-knit with some of its stories, it actually forces writers to be more creative and try to make something that fits within the universe.
Okay, I would actually like to... Cool. I was actually just about to say that I wanted to give you a chance to talk, see if your mic was working.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah. So you can hear me, right?
Yeah, because I just saw your thing in chat, so I just wanted to confirm it.
Yeah.
Wait,
I kind of noticed why I didn't hear you guys at first, and it's because the stream I was currently trying to get to was overlapping with the YouTube stream, which was still on. I have YouTube Premium. Then that's why I
same
I
here.
feel like I was doing two different things. So luckily I just cut out and the YouTube one. It just is stuck to a stream here. I think
Yep.
I'm good here. Thanks.
So, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm actually going to be needing to go in a moment because my next shift is going to be starting relatively soon. So
and I took up most stream time.
No, actually, once we got talking, this was fun. I
like talking. At some point, I want to get like the equipment ready and just like part of the reason I want to use those and this is part of the reason I use the Twitter Spaces is that it kind of gives everybody a voice to talk about what they want to talk about.
Yeah, actually, if you take a look at the pinned comment that I put on the top, that's actually so that anybody who comes here can actually join this stream. Because it's not just through because it's actually not just the link that I sent in the chat. In the group chat, I decided that I'd open it up to anybody who came.
Yeah, no, that opens the discussion to many voices who want to talk. Like, obviously, we do have to set ground rules about like civility. No.
Oh, definitely.
No being an ass, you know.
Well, honestly, from my perspective, right here, I can click on either of you, and I can mute you, or I can kick you.
which makes sense, yeah. So if you're hosting the stream, so you'd be able to shut down somebody who's just here to troll, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So and I haven't really put out actual limits, but anybody who actually has paid attention to me should know that I value civility.
Yeah.
So if someone starts being a fucking asshole, I'm gonna say, okay, stop doing that. And if they don't stop, they're gone.
You have much vote for me. I could play safe. I could play no spin and master.
But yeah.
All right, I'm gonna head out, Ned, so I can let you go.
Yeah, but actually, one last thing about using StreamYard over the Twitter Spaces. I personally like being able to have you guys talking in here, but also having people who can't talk actually be able to talk in the chat. It adds more, it adds more versatility for people to interact. And as a bonus, this is going to be saved on my channel, so you can actually go back and see it if you didn't happen to show up immediately.
Nice. Yeah, because of I know mine's just going to be it's me popping in and out.
Yeah, because that's one of my problems with the Twitter Spaces. One of my problems with the Twitter Spaces is that if you miss it, it's gone.
That's been a rumor for a while that he can't hold it. But if you're able to save it, but yeah, that's like I said, that's partially why I want to get the equipment so I can do this properly.
Well, do you know what equipment I'm using right now?
What exactly are you using?
I'm using a Samsung A31s phone. So
and it works. I'm using a shitty Android, so I don't know if it would work on mine. But
well, no, this is not that great of a phone. And
okay,
yeah, this is simply streaming with the phone itself cost me $200.
But would it be able to do it on my YouTube channel, or would I need like a working computer to make that work?
No, this is on my YouTube channel, going through StreamYard.
Oh,
and I'm doing this from my phone.
So I could just make my own StreamYard thing, and it could work on my YouTube channel.
Yep, it's actually a workaround that YouTube does not let you stream from your mobile unless you have 1,000 subscribers. But StreamYard uses a back door to get in, and so you're able to stream mobile no matter how many subscribers you have.
Oh, that's freaking awesome! Then I could officially start like on my YouTube channel about a talk of like a sort of like couple-hour podcast called what I called in the Twitter space the talk and takes.
Yep, and I would be happy to show you how this works to the level that I currently know, which is not in depth. I've been playing around with the with the background stuff while we've been talking a little bit. And that's mostly what I know about StreamYard.
Because honestly, I'd like to invite CT to this because he I know he had a fun time with the Twitter take thing, so I think he'd have a fun time with the YouTube one too.
Oh, definitely. And since at least people seem to be interested, I'll probably do this again. Maybe with actually warning people more than 10 minutes before it happens.
Well, one thing I'd like to do if we're able to just like make talks and takes like a multi-channel thing where we have one episode on your channel, one episode on mine, one episode on CT's, you know.
Yeah, that could be fun.
We could have like regulars and we talk about our usual crap, our usual, pop culture stuff, things we're excited for, things we're not excited for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be cool. Kind of make a little bit of a podcast out of it.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. Just to hear like different perspectives. During that whole thing I had with them on the Twitter Spaces, we were talking like a whole bunch of stuff. We talked Call of Duty. We talked. We didn't really have a set tone, but we talked Call of Duty. We talked MCU. We talked a little Dune, but it was after you were gone.
Oh, honestly, the reason why I popped out of it was that I was getting very frustrated by the fact that you're talking about things that I wanted to chime in on, and I had no way to do it. And it was just like, okay, I'm just done.
Well, if I remember correctly, like, because I could hear you talking after you popped in, but you couldn't hear us talking.
Exactly. When I came in to talk, you guys could hear me, but then suddenly my audio went away. Then when I left the talking, I could then hear you guys.
Jeez.
And I was just like, okay, this is too frustrating.
Yeah, that sounds. But yeah, I would love to do that because if I can do that from like a crappy Android phone, then amazing. Yeah. I can just.
I mean, honestly, what you're doing right now is going to be basically the equivalent of running the stream because this is being run at the StreamYard website. Not off your phone. What your phone has to handle is basically what it's handling right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go, man.
Yep. Well, good talking to you guys. Talk to you later.
It was great, man. Later.
Bye. You too.
Yep.